fulfill your dreams, you can follow them, And in Indonesia, this structure doesn't exist. Because he told me my son is now 11, and he plays just in soccer school.
Oh.
So sometimes they play like a tournament once in 2 months. So if they lose or if they win, it's the same thing because they just play for...
Yeah, I just give a little conclusion, basically what he said as well. But we just hope that from this, Indonesia's football in general have more exposure, and then they'll put more attention to the youth programs. Like you said, in Europe, there's U7, 8, 9, 10. So hopefully that will begin here. And I hope it's no matter the outcome, again, it's the bravery to even participate in a World Cup like this, to even be able to hold a World Cup in Indonesia.
Hai warga Plus 62, selamat datang di Bola Plus 62. Hari ini J. Arvino menemani untuk membahas dan merayakan kebanggaan Indonesia menjadi tuan rumah dan juga ikutan bertanding di Piala Dunia U-17. Tentunya gue bersama dua sosok gue gak sendirian, dua sosok yang lagi ada di mana-mana. Moving around countries, moving around cities, stadiums. Sama dua orang brand ambassador yang menjadi andalan di event yang sangat membanggakan ini. Yang pertama, I have a prominent midfielder known for his tenacity, versatility, long-range strike, and powerful presence on the field. Please welcome Il Ninja, Radja Nainggolan. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Finally, not on the screen, but in real life.
Am I that different? No.
Let's talk first, and I know, and I'll answer. And also the multi-talented defender or YouTuber, influencer, footballer, and also an inspiration for young women and young girls. Please welcome Sabreena Dressler.
Ashley Dressler.
Ashley Dressler.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tired? Packed schedule?
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty hectic, but we're here and we're happy to be here. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome to R66 Media and Bola Plus 44 is R66 stands for Route 66 in US.
Okay.
So to get the goals, something like that. And Radja, at first, do you know the meaning of your first name in Bahasa?
Yeah, no, it means like king.
Yeah, king. Yeah, king in football. And back in January, I saw Spal using Fruit Ninja, the game, to
present me.
Yeah, present you. You announced your signing. It's kind of very excellent announcement. What's with the nickname? Ninja.
No, but ninja, you know what it all means. But it becomes already from maybe 2014 when I was playing Cagliari because of my skills, my defensive skills, because I had a strange tackle, let's say. So they named me the Ninja because I'm like from Asian, you can see it, and that's my name, and it's stick with me till now.
Yeah, maybe the long shot is like throwing knives.
Yeah,
like Ninja.
If it was possible, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And for Sabreena, how are you? How is the Dressler? Your channel, right?
My Dressler channel. Oh,
yeah, the Dressler, yeah.
It's kind of on hold right now.
With your sister, right?
Yeah. So because I live here, obviously, and they live there, and we all have like different schedules, so we don't really upload anymore. But yeah, it's on hold.
Maybe the subscriber is calling you like, "Let's go, make it again. What's in the box?"
I love how you've seen that.
Yeah,
I even forgot about it.
I did my research, of course.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. How does it feel to play in Australia? Is it fun?
Australia?
Yeah, no?
Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely a difficult thing. I came out of my comfort zone, so it was very uncomfortable at first. But life is like that. It's up and down, so you just have to keep pushing, I guess. And yeah, it was a learning experience. I learned a lot. I improved as a football player mentally as well, and mentality as well. So it was a good experience.
So is it yay or no? Or
it was a yay na. In the middle.
Yeah. What's the difference between playing football here and in Australia?
I feel like playing football anywhere else than Indonesia is obviously going to be very different. One of the biggest parts is even having a league to start with. So Australia has a league, and it happens every year, and they've been having this league for many years. Indonesia itself doesn't have a women's league at all.
We hope so.
Yeah, hopefully next year they fingers crossed. But I would say that's the stepping stone of what's the biggest difference is there's no league. The way the players are built, brought up. I'm sure in Europe the players eat more. They eat differently to how Asians eat. So obviously they're built different. They're built more strong. Their stamina is stronger. Australian girls are basically men to me because they're way bigger, way stronger, faster. So it was definitely a difficult time, but I enjoyed it, and it was very good to learn and get experience from.
Matilda national team.
Matildas,
right?
yes.
Yeah. You play in Subiaco, right?
Second division.
Yeah, second division. Yeah. Maybe someday you play in Perth Glory.
Amin.
Semoga ya.
Semoga.
Iya, karena lahir di sana kan ya.
Yeah.
Okay, Radja. So you've been here for like a few days.
Yeah.
But this is not your first time here,
No,
right?
it's my second time.
Yeah. Your second time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking about the Under-17 FIFA World Cup, well, especially the 17, can you share the experience when you yourself were 17? What happened?
Yeah, it were my first steps in like an experience that she said. I came out of my comfort zone. I left all my friends. I left my family, and I went to Italy all on my own.
Yeah.
And it was tough in the beginning. After 6 months, I wanted to come back, but at the end, you have to. If you want to reach something, you have to give something. And I gave it my all. I practiced every day, and I want to learn more, and I want to become better. So that gives me the strength to stay over there. And at the end, my career went quite well.
Yeah. It's different countries. I mean, different culture.
Yeah. But as a young guy, if you come from Belgium, it's not an easy life. Everyone thinks, okay, you live in Belgium, you're in Europe. There is a lot of quality life as well, because now if I'm in Belgium, I live a good quality life. Before we struggled a lot. It was difficult. I had to leave everyone behind. So I was always thinking as well in the back of my mind, like, okay, is everything going well over there? Because I went to Italy honestly to gain some money.
Piacenza, right?
Yeah, in Piacenza.
Okay, and after watching the first match versus Ecuador in Surabaya, how do you guys see the enthusiasm of Indonesian people about this World Cup under 17 and the performance of our young player versus Ecuador? We get the draw.
Yeah, I predicted it.
Oh, really?
Really.
We should ask you.
Right?
You did.
Really? We should ask you about the result.
I said three X's.
Oh.
Well, he said everything for every team is going to be a draw, so.
Yeah.
No, I said 3 draws because they have nothing to lose. So the worst is the lose.
Yeah.
The best is the win. So I was always in the middle.
Yeah.
But I think they played a good game. I think first half they started very, very fast, very tough.
Yeah.
But then you saw it even after 60 minutes, everyone was on the ground with cramps, and so I think they have to make it more full over the 90 minutes. They have to, how do you say it? They have to
be tough more.
No, it's not only be tough. They have to, when you play 90 minutes, you need to know that at 17th and 18th minute, you need to give the same that as you gave in the beginning. So you have to, I don't know how to say it.
Be consistent.
Yeah, you
be
have
consistent.
To. Yeah, you have to divide it a bit better.
Okay. And I saw you spoke to them, right?
Yeah,
to motivate. Yeah. Maybe
this morning.
Oh, this morning, yeah. Maybe to play like you.
No, because honestly, they are just 16, they're 15, 16, 17 years old. I mean, their career didn't start yet. This is a very good image for all of them to show them to the world, because I think Indonesia was never on a World Cup, like on a big event.
Yeah. History.
And doing this at this age, it can be a very important step for the beginning of their career. I mean, they need to show how they are, how is Indonesian football, how are the players in Indonesia.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very good stage to show to all the world that even Indonesia can play football, because against Ecuador, I think Ecuador is a tough team, a very good team. Even yesterday they deserved the win, but at the end, you see, if you fight and you get the crowd behind you, I think everything can be different.
Yeah, we still got Panama and Morocco. Yeah, maybe we can win against Panama. So
I heard
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hopefully obviously wish the best. for
Hopefully,
Indonesia.
yeah. How do you see the enthusiasm in Surabaya for the opening match and maybe the infrastructure, something developed there?
Well, to me, it's not a shock because I know how Indonesian football fans are.
Yeah.
So I've been to Persija games, Persib
yeah.
games, and like even the normal games,
Yeah.
the fans are just always showing up, which is
I did the
amazing.
silaturahmi to your account. You know, sometimes.
Sometimes.
If you lose,
Yeah. But yeah, the infrastructure, everything's pretty organized. It was good to be in that atmosphere. It's always very inspiring, and it makes me want to be a better player as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to be on the pitch right now. It's a very good atmosphere to be in.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
So what's the difference between now and your first time here? I mean,
Yeah,
been a while.
I was young. Honestly, the first time I just came for.
AS Roma, right?
Yeah, no, the year before I went to Roma. It was the year of transition to Rome.
2015? If I'm not
13.
mistaken. Oh, 13.
Yeah. But I came here just more for doing stuff like going on interviews, going to show myself a little bit more to Indonesia. This experience is a little bit different now. I get more experience. I do a lot of stuff as well, but I got a little bit of free time, so I can discover a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do, to come to Indonesia and discover a little bit more, because I don't know a lot about the tradition. She's helping me a little bit with it, because for me it's really difficult. I don't know even the names of the dishes of here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
Now
she's
you know?
explaining. No, I don't know the names, but
The name.
I try everything to eat everything, and,
Yeah.
and then at the end, okay, there are some things that you like and some things that you don't like. But at the end, for me, it was always a must to discover a little bit more about Indonesia.
And as you have Indonesian blood, how do you see the importance and value of having the World Cup here for Indonesian football?
I think, there was even a scandal around 2014-15.
Yeah.
So having it now already that close, even if it's just an event for the young players, I think it's a very big stage for the country Indonesia. I think for the people, for having an event like this, and even if it's just younger players, I think their parents, they will come. So I think everyone has to know a little bit more about the Indonesian tradition. So it can be something important for the future.
How about you? About the values, about the advantage we got here? I mean, to selected as the host.
Yeah, I mean, he said spot on. It's a very exciting experience, especially because it's history. It's never happened ever in Indonesia, and the fact that they get this chance, the exposure as well, and it only become good things no matter the outcome of if Indonesia wins or not. But I feel like this is a very good stepping stone for the Indonesian, not only U-17 team, but for football as a whole in Indonesia to grow and obviously put more attention towards football and the youth programs as well, so that we can grow and become better as a team, and Indonesia can hopefully be in the World Cup for the senior team.
Amen.
Amen.
Let's talk about the career. Radja, your career has been remarkable in Serie A, weaving magic for clubs like Cagliari, Roma, Inter Milan, Spal, and many young players look up to you. Can you tell the story about how you struggle, suffer, and finally thriving in such a young age?
Yeah, it was a long travel, let's say. It was a long vacation. I mean, I left early home. When you push yourself, that you want to be the best, even if I know that there are much of players that are better than me.
Yeah.
But if you push yourself to the maximum, I think you can arrive where you want to be. I started low because I didn't have a career like a lot of players now. They have like the red carpet. They just walk through and they go to the biggest stage in the world. I started in the second division. I had to prove myself.
Yeah.
Then I proved myself in Cagliari to go to another team. So it always made me want more. And like I said, who doesn't love a lot of money? Who doesn't like it?
Yeah.
So I push myself always to get more, to be more.
For your family,
for family, friends, all my close friends. So I pushed myself always to the top, and it was never enough. Now I'm 35 years old, and I feel like I still want to give a lot.
Yeah. And you play along with your twin sister, Rihanna,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you started the
We
career
started
together.
the yacht teams together. Even it was just in the region of Antwerp, but till our 10 years we played all together, and then she started to play with only girls. But
Is she still playing?
Yeah, now she plays only futsal.
Oh, futsal, yeah.
Yeah.
She moved a bit.
No, because she played in the Serie A as well with
Roma.
with Roma.
Yeah.
But it was difficult for her to. In that time that she was playing, there was nothing on television. They didn't have sponsors. They didn't have like wages. You could say, okay, we play just football. So she had to work.
Yeah.
And then, okay, she had to make a choice. She's a very technical player, and she said to herself, okay, I will play futsal. I get the same money, and I have less practices. So she mixed that a little bit better up in her life.
Yeah. And now we can see the rise of women's football, right? And all over the world. I mean, Ballon d'Or share the same stage, like Alexia and Aitana. I love her anyway. I love to play. Talking about struggle, you play football since 12.
Yes.
And you got you got 8 months of injury at Pro Direct Academy and not selected for national team once.
Yeah,
and
twice.
You struggled, but finally you rise up again. So what's the secret?
I guess it's just keep going at it no matter what, because obviously life, there's so many ups and downs. It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. I think that's what's important. And it's definitely hard, especially in Indonesia, because there's no women's league, and it's just harder to even train. It's to even have a kick like around with your friends. It's hard to even practice with your friends as well. So I was playing with boys at first, and then the boys were hard to play with because they wouldn't pass because I'm a girl, and I was just like, okay. And then thankfully there was a girls team, and then we played with girls, and then after that I was getting called by Pro Direct. I got recruited from DKI, after DKI Persija Timnas.
Yeah, and you play abroad now, so...
Yeah, so it was exciting, but I did get injured for 8 months, so that definitely put my mentality down.
Yeah.
And it was very hard because I was like, should I just quit? Should I just keep going? But yeah, I still have some problems here and there, but I think it's manageable, and as long as I know what it is now, it's easier, especially with the support that I have now. Because before, like, they would say different things like meniscus, my ACL, this and that, and like, it was very stressful because they were changing every single time, and I'm like, a new problem is coming, a new problem is this, and I'm like, which one is it? You know, I'd rather have one problem and you tell me so I can know and I can fix it straight away. With like all these different problems, I don't know what to do, you know, and it's just waiting, sitting around 8 months, couldn't play. And then I got called to the national team like this, and I haven't trained in anything. I was like, what is happening? So it was an interesting journey, but hopefully I'll only get better and learn more from this.
Yeah, but it's good to see you, and thanks for opening up the way. I mean, for the women's footballer here, you and Zahra,
Angelica.
Angelica, they play abroad like you. Raja, in the press conference, you said that 18 years ago, when you first decided to play for Belgium, Indonesia was not yet at the point it is today. If today, I think they want to hear it. If today was your deciding time, could your choice possibly change?
Yeah, I said it even before, like in other contests. I said, like, if I could have the chance to play maybe for Indonesia, looking back to my career as international for Belgium, I said, yeah, maybe it was better to make another choice. But in that moment, you know, you're like 18, 19 years old. You would love to play for a national team, and if the call is there, you answer directly, because as a young player, it's always something special to represent your country. And at the end, was it a good choice? In the beginning, it was a very good choice. In the middle of the career, national team was my best choice, and then afterwards was like, okay, maybe it was the bad choice. So.
After Euro.
Yeah, after Euros I was out of the squad without nothing, and I played the very good Euros.
2 goals?
2 goals, 2 important goals. One for the qualify and one for the 1-0 in the quarterfinals. They would lose 1-3. But at the end, there was a new coach coming. He made a lot of differences.
I know.
A lot of changes, and without a reason I was out of the squad. And I played even the the semi-finals of the Champions League, and didn't call me up for the World Cup. So I said to myself, what am I doing here?
Yeah. And Belgium lost by...
about the progression of Indonesia, I can see now even, you know, there is a lot of players coming to play for Indonesia, like Sandy Walsh. I know him very well. He's close by. Yeah, he plays close by my town, by my city.
Jordi?
Jordi I played against, yeah. He was in Open. He played in Belgium as well. I played against him. He was defender of Open. And you see, if they choose already to play for Indonesia, okay, maybe they didn't have the possibility to play for Belgium or for Spain because Jordi Amat is Spanish, I think. It's normal that you will choose Indonesia, but the choice they made now, they could have made even like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think now is the right moment because people will change, people will come to Indonesia, and I think searching a little bit more in Europe to players with international blood, let's say, I think there can become something important in Indonesia as a team.
I wonder if you were in Belgium's squad back then, maybe Belgium could beat France and go into the final.
That's what a lot of people is thinking, but you never know how
because
it works.
you had a very good season.
I remember only that I played once against France and we won. With me on the pitch.
Yeah, or maybe become a world champion. Well, that's life. Anyway.
Exactly.
So, what do you guys think it takes to be a good football player, both individually and as a team? And maybe for women's.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the situation, and I feel like mental health is something very important that people don't really talk about. Especially, I don't know about men's, but for women's especially, because sometimes we have to work, like when I was in Australia, I had to work a full-time job and play football, and that really affected my mental health. Everyone my age was clubbing, enjoying life, and using their parents' money, and I was over there like
staying up late,
working, playing football, training morning, night with the team. So it was draining, but it was a very good experience, and I feel like if I could go through that, there's nothing I cannot do. So it was very exciting, but yeah,
that was your choice, and here you are.
Yeah, here I am. Hopefully it only goes up from here.
And football is having many problems, and one of them, football competitions have always been a field for something bad, which actually kills maybe Indonesian football or the world, such as bribing referees or match fixing. This is also common in the football industry. And how do big clubs like AS Roma or Inter Milan deal with all this?
How do they deal? There is now another thing with the two players, with Tonali and with Fagioli, that were caught betting on teams. But I think this is something that will never stop, so never end, because it's something toxic, and it's like a drug, and drugs will be there always, And even if you want to stop it, it's difficult. But I think that doesn't matter a lot, because for me personally, everyone in his life does what he wants.
Yeah, choices.
But the thing is, the sport has to be a sport. For me, like how I always was thinking about football was like, for me it's a hobby. Okay, I get paid, but at the end it's still my hobby. It's something that I do with love. It's something that I always have done to get only pleasure,
Yeah.
So if you get paid afterwards, okay, you say it's like a job, but it's not a job for me, because working is something different. Working is waking up at 6 in the morning, going to build a house. Put stones
football
together.
makes your life change.
And but I mean, like, football is not a real work.
Yeah.
Football is something that you get a good life. You have everything organized. You get much more things than a person who's really working his ass off, like and they get paid less than we get paid. So for me, it's always been just something to do with love, to enjoy.
Yeah.
And for me, it's even now still the same. So I don't understand why all those things are in such a beautiful sport, because I think it's the most beautiful sport on earth. And I hope once it will get out, but honestly, I think it's something that will never go out. Yeah,
it's hard to stop because, playing in Italy, they have like
Or they close all the bet centers, so no one can bet anymore. They close all the sites, so no one can bet anymore. But it's something that's it's in the economy. It's something normal, So if you quit everything, okay, maybe it can stop, because otherwise it will always continue.
For Sabreena, I want to talk about women's football, especially in Indonesia, because that is our problem. I mean, how do you think we can improve women's football in Indonesia? Maybe what should be the priority?
Well, obviously starting the league.
At least, starting league.
How can you
yeah.
find good players or even want players to improve and be a better player if there's no league to grow and learn more about the game or even play football? Because I feel like you only get good at football once you play the game, because you start to understand. You make a mistake, you learn from that mistake, and you grow and you become a better player. You can't just keep training one
Without
with
clubs,
a coach. Exactly.
League,
it needs to be. It's a team environment. You need to be in that situation. And like, let's say if I want to practice my stamina, I can't just go for a run, because football and running is so different.
Right,
like you stop and you go, you accelerate, you stop, you go. Football is so different, so you definitely need to be in that momentum of a league. So I think that's the biggest
competition. Huh?
Competition.
You need competition to compete, to become better. Otherwise, it's almost impossible.
So what's the problem? We don't know why with the league is not.
I don't know. If I knew, I would start it. It wouldn't be a problem.
You will start the league.
No, but
I think it's maybe because they are trying to make it better for men's football now at the moment, you know. So I think they are putting just all the time in this, because like
the focus,
like Bali United just made a new complex for practice and stuff. So I think every team is now busy with this. Instead of investing in women's football. That's, I think, the issue in this moment.
Because we saw Indonesia versus Australia. It's not apple to apple, you know. They have the league and the national team and playing abroad. Sam Kerr, Catley. I'm an Arsenal fan, so Catley, Catley. And when we get humiliated by them, maybe the player's Instagram got attacked.
I got attacked.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, what can you expect? Like, they don't understand anything. They only know what they see on TV. And they lost. We lost 18-0 by the way.
That's not that bad. No, I'm joking.
That's why you spoke about mental health, because
it's not really about that. It really depends on. If you have a weak mentality, it's whether you want to listen to what they say or not. For me, I don't care what anyone says, because everyone will say something in the end, so it doesn't really matter as long as you stay true to yourself, your friends, your family know the truth, and that's fine. Like, for me, I don't care what other people have to say. But yeah, I think mental health comes with more of showing up every day to train, like really pushing yourself to be the better player. I think that's where it comes from, mentality and mental health as well. Or like, let's say, going out of your comfort zone. When I moved to Australia, you don't have much friends there, right? Like, you leave your family, your friends, you leave the life where all your friends are clubbing and having fun, you know, and you're working.
Intensity is different.
Yeah, exactly. And intensity is different. And I'm used to having my teammates be super friendly and like we're a family. And then you move to a new team and everyone's like, who the heck are you? And no one's friendly. So it was definitely hard, but it definitely taught me a lot. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Well said. Should we call her Ninja as well?
But I wanted to say, because she was explaining me a few days ago that I asked her, because I thought, she played in Australia, now she's here, but she's without a team, let's say. No? She just played for the national team. But the thing is, how can you expect, like, I'm now putting myself in the mind of the people that watch maybe the Indonesian national women team. How can you expect that those girls can bring the best of them if they go just on training camp for 2 weeks, 1 month, you know, and then they are back home without practicing, then starting over again? It's not that professional. So if they lose even 25 to 25-0, they cannot expect that they can give more, because there is no competition. There is like no. You cannot even know who are the girls players, because they only know they only call up the girls that are always there, you know. So if you don't put a competition like she said, and you don't put other girls to prove, maybe there is a girl home now and she's like a talent, you know. You don't even know this.
And they play against Australia. I mean,
but
the semi-final of the World Cup.
The people outside, they don't know how they can be in a good shape or not in a good shape, you know, because it's impossible. I know how it is to be a professional football player, and like that's not professional. You cannot be in a good shape if you practice 2 weeks and then 2 weeks you're home. It's impossible, you know. So if you then need to play a friendly game against Australia or against any other team, you get beaten every time in the same way, you know, because you don't progress. There's no progression, not as a team and not individually.
Yeah.
Not playing together without chemistry, never practice.
And there are so many talents. Like
Yeah.
there are so many talented
Yeah,
girls.
sure,
that
sure.
He saw one of them playing.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, she
I
was.
said it directly. I said it
Yeah, it's
directly.
very good, but it goes to waste because first of all, they don't really get the opportunity to go outside abroad, or they're just not comfortable because you know orang Indo tuh suka family.
Yeah, I
Kalau
know.
makanan Indo aja, they
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
really mesh with outside things, maybe because they're not used to it, but also because there's no league, so their talent goes to waste. They start drinking, they start doing things that.
Or working. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you know.
or eating unhealthy. Like there's so
Forgetting
many
the dreams.
factors. Yeah, exactly. But there's so much talent. There's just no one to help that talent grow.
And about Indonesian football, what is your view on how Indonesian football can have a better reputation in the world of international football? Is it enough to bring coaches from outside or naturalize player or opportunity to train abroad, or what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know the league very well, honestly. But I think
For a country?
on my experience,
Yeah.
I played in Belgium. There was a lot of structure. Yesterday, I saw. What was the name of the player from national team that we saw in the hotel? Bagdim, Irfan.
Irfan Bahdim, yeah.
I saw him, and he was telling me that his son is playing football as well, and he told me that there is no competitions till the under 17 or under 18. And when I was growing up, I played on U7, U8, U9, U10, U11, U12, and if you were not good enough, they sent you home. And they took other players, you know. So there's always competition even at that age. And if there is not a structure like this, you cannot arrive at 16. Oh yeah, I'm here. I want to play football in a team like, I don't know, any team in Indonesia. So I cannot till my hand up and say, okay, I want to play now in a competition. It's not
I can
possible.
play.
If there's
You can
not a
say that.
structure
Yeah.
with growing up, you cannot stand there at 16. And I think this is a very big issue because this is something that you need. You need to be competitive already when you're young.
Yeah.
Then you can grow even on that. So
The development, right?
yeah, the development
level of the age,
is
age
really
level.
important because when I was 10, okay, I was playing in my region. It's like not like real football, but it was like just between the small cities. So it were not like the big teams of the first division. But if you want to go to big teams of the first division, even to the youth teams, you need to improve in those teams. So if there is always a competition, you can improve, you can become better, you can go to other teams, you can fulfill your dreams, you can follow them, you know. And in Indonesia, this structure doesn't exist. Because he told me my son is now 11 and he plays just in soccer school.
Oh.
So sometimes they play like a tournament once in 2 months. So if they lose or if they win, it's the same thing because they just play for without
Maybe once or twice if they lose. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
over.
if you have a competition and you play a normal season even at the age of 10, 11, you know, okay, we can become champion. Okay, we are not good enough, you know, and it doesn't
What to
exist.
improve,
and
yeah.
it doesn't exist in Indonesia because they're not the youth teams. They doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's no youth programs.
Yeah, that's a
And
real
that makes a
problem.
lot of difference because in France it exists, in Spain it exists, in Belgium it exists, in Holland it exists, in every country it almost exists in every country.
Yeah.
But when you go to the Asian part, it's not only Indonesia, it's a lot of countries in Asia, and that is something missing. So when you ask me, okay, how does it come that Indonesia struggles a lot because maybe they don't qualify? Because this is something really important to get in the culture, and it's just about culture. Because when you start it, you will see a lot of young guys will start playing football. Young guys will come out, and you will see that everyone becomes better.
Yeah. So the problem is very clear, and we know what to do. So well, hopefully
I'm here to promote this.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you so much, Radja. Well,
That's why we're here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh well, on FIFA Under 17 World Cup, since you are a wizard, you can predict things. Who do you predict will emerge as the champion of this competition? So we're gonna see this again, maybe month later, and see your answer.
Okay, I would say France.
Oh really? Yeah, France is better than.
I don't know. I know that the France youth teams, they were always good.
What about
okay,
like
but
Brazil, Inggris,
But
England?
it's difficult to predict, because if I would say, okay, you see the history of football, I would say Brazil, but I think France, because it's a competition, you know, it's a knockout phase. It's difficult to predict who will win. But I think if I'm not wrong, I think France in all the youth teams, like the under 15, under 16, under 17, under 20, under 19, they were always good. So I would say France, but just because of the past, not for other things.
And you?
Well, obviously, we want Indonesia to win.
Yeah. The prediction and the hope is different.
Yes, exactly. So my prediction is maybe England or Spain.
England or Spain? Okay, so let's see this content again, this video again, 1 month. Okay, last, what is your message for to our young players who are currently competing in the under 17, and maybe for the parents and maybe for the fans about the performance or about the expectation?
But there is not a lot to say, because yesterday we were because we were at the stadium yesterday, and we saw that the fans, they are behind the team. So against the fans, you don't have to say anything. I think they were pushing the team, and that's why the result came. Because even at that age, having a stadium with, I don't know how many people there was, but it was almost a full stadium. So let's say maybe 20,000 people on a football pitch of 16, 17-year-old guys. This is something incredible, because even when it was organized in France or in any other country, the stadiums were never that full. So it means that the crowd is behind, the fans are behind the team. And that's why I think yesterday they pushed that much. There was a little bit of luck, because without luck you cannot win. But I think everything is on the right way, and I think the first result, normally a positive result, gives you more strength, more self-belief, and they only can grow. There are a lot of teams that just grow in the tournament, you know. And I hope for those guys that this good start can only progress.
Yeah, as you predicted the result. How about you? You want to say something to?
I feel like we've both said this 1,000 times. Every time someone's going to watch an interview, it's going to be the same answer. But I just give a little conclusion, basically what he said as well. But we just hope that from this, Indonesia's football in general have more exposure, and then they'll put more attention to the youth programs. Like you said, in Europe, there's U7, 8, 9, 10. So hopefully that will begin here. And I hope it's no matter the outcome, again, it's the bravery to even participate in a World Cup like this, to even be able to hold a World Cup in Indonesia itself.
Yeah, the Indonesian crowd has to be there just because of the organization of the World Cup.
Exactly. So just having it in Indonesia already is a step forward, and playing in the World Cup as well. So hopefully it'll only go better and grow more from here.
Yeah, so for the Indonesian football fans who haven't come, join the hype. So can you guys give the reason why they should watch the Under 17 World Cup live in 4 cities? We have 4 choices of cities to watch.
I think
brand ambassador.
But I think it's not that you have to give a message. I think being for the first time on a World Cup, I think every Indonesian has to go and try to watch the game. I think they
live,
because
not on TV.
But even it's history, you know. It's something you need to live once, because maybe it will be the first and the last time. So you have to live it. I think we were yesterday at the stadium. I think we were supporting, because we didn't want them to lose, and we saw that any time there could be a goal of Ecuador, you know?
Right.
And at the end you said, okay, it's a draw, it's an incredible result. And I think everyone in the stadium was saying, wow, we did it against Ecuador, you know?
Went home happy.
So you don't have to ask fans to go to the stadium. I think a proud Indonesian has to go from himself. You don't need to put words on it.
Because it's all worth it,
to
be a part of history.
If you really love football, I feel like if anything, you love something, no matter what happens, you'll always support it. And as long as these players know that Indonesia is supporting them, and hopefully no matter the outcome, people will not say bad things about it or anything, but just keep supporting and just be there for the players, as this is history. So it's definitely once in a lifetime, hopefully more to come. It's a different experience, and I don't think we've ever experienced something like this.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming and contributing to the growth of Indonesian football, the hype, the history. I wish you guys all the best. Stay healthy, physically and mentally. Thank you so much, Sabreena
Thank you.
and Radja. Dan itu dia tadi obrolan kita sama Sabreena Dressler juga Radja Nainggolan. Ada banyak insight-insight yang bisa didapatkan. Mungkin bisa juga ini dipotong-potong ya beberapa bagiannya untuk menyuarakan isu tertentu gitu di sosial media. Dan saksikan terus Bola Plus 62 untuk warga Plus 62 dan juga yang lainnya, karena masih banyak konten-konten seru lainnya. Dan jangan lupa untuk nonton langsung Piala Dunia U-17 karena tersebar di 4 kota, dan pastinya Indonesia ada di sana untuk bisa kita jadi saksi sejarah dan menikmati permainan tim nasional Indonesia. Dan saya Kehadiran Radja Nainggolan. See you in the next episode.